A very warm namaste to all my dear students, and this is Heart's exclusive channel. This is gonna be yet another super cool and amazing session for Neet 2021 batch on the chapter number 1 of class 12, Reproduction in Organism, and this is the lecture number 1. So let's move on with this presentation or this lecture. This is a very simple chapter from where you can score very good marks, clear, direct MCQs. One or two direct MCQs may be asking, and I will be marking the important points where you have to study for your board exam as well as for your NEET exam. So let's start. First of all, the definition for lifespan, this is a very simple definition which you people must be knowing. So the first term in this chapter will be the lifespan. What is lifespan? Lifespan is a period from birth till natural death of an organism. Okay, the time from which it is born till the natural death of an organism is termed as what lifespan. Then what is reproduction? Reproduction is a biological process, okay, that you all know. Reproduction is a biological process through which an organism gives rise to young offspring similar to itself. So there are certain type of reproduction in which the offsprings must be similar to itself, and there are some other type of reproduction where the offspring may be varied. Okay, variations are possible in certain type of reproduction. Okay, we'll be studying. Okay, variations are possible in certain type of reproduction, whereas some other type of reproduction will give rise to the same offspring, which will be identical. Sometimes they may be morphologically identical, or sometimes they may be genetically and morphologically identical. So from now onwards, after this class, for give rise to young offspring, instead you will give the name as progeny. What do you mean by progeny? Progeny means young offspring. It is a biological term. Okay. What is the feature of reproduction? Reproduction enables the continuity of a species from generation after generation. Next, the process of reproduction of an organism depends upon the following factors, that is the organism's habitat, second one, its internal physiology, third one, several other factors. It may be its surrounding, okay, surrounding, its mode of nutrition, that is a food that it is getting to eat. Okay, so depends upon the organism's habitat, internal physiology, and several other factors. Reproduction is of two types. Reproduction is of two types. The first is a asexual mode of reproduction. Second one is a sexual mode of reproduction. What do you mean by asexual mode of reproduction? Asexual reproduction is involved only single parent, only a single parent, and there is with or without the involvement of gamete. Anyway, you can say the reproductive cells, that is the gametes, are formed, but there may or may not be fertilization in asexual type of reproduction, whereas in sexual type of reproduction, there is completely two parents belonging to the opposite sex are required, and it involves fertilization or the fusion of male and female gametes. For example, in the asexual mode of reproduction, you will be knowing this particular thing, that is a binary fission in amoeba. Okay, there will be only a single parent. Okay, there will be only a single parent. This single parent will split up into form two identical daughter cells. So you can say that unicellular organisms are immortal. Okay, the unicellular organisms are immortal. That is, the parent lives through its daughter cells. Clear? For the sexual reproduction, there may be a female. I'm saying in case of humans, there is a female gamete. Okay, there is a female gamete, and a long motile male gamete is also required. The fertilization will give it to zygote, which is a diploid cell. Okay, so let's move on. So, asexual reproduction. Clear? Yes. Asexual reproduction is followed by organism with relatively similar organization. Okay, asexual reproduction is generally, so this is asexual reproduction, is generally followed by organism, or they are shown by organism that are having a relatively similar organization. Offsprings are formed only from a single parent. Only a single parent is involved in the offspring formation. They involve with or without the involvement of gametes. Gamete may or may not be included. And the most important and direct 100% direct MCQ that comes from this particular slide, it is the offsprings formed, that is the offsprings formed as a result of asexual reproduction, are generally genetically and morphologically similar. Okay, the offsprings formed are genetically and morphologically similar to their parent. They may look alike like their parents, and they are referred to as clones. 100% direct MCQ for Neet. Okay, so let's move with the next one. Is it clear for everybody? So let's move. Yes, this is the mode of reproduction. Okay, now we are moving on with the modes of reproduction, asexual reproduction. Okay, we are moving with the modes of asexual reproduction. So, what are the different modes of asexual reproduction? First one, it is a binary fission. You are common, you are familiar, and is common process. That is a particular, this is a parent cell. Okay, this is a parent cell. First of all, elongation of the nucleus. First of all, there takes place elongation of the nucleus, followed by cytokinesis. Followed by what? Cytokinesis, or division of cytoplasm into daughter cell number 1 and daughter cell number 2. Clear? Then that is seen, that is a parent cell divides into halves. Each half develops into an adult. For example, amoeba, then paramecium, etc. show binary fission. Then you have another type of fission, that is a multiple fission. The multiple fission shown by bacteria, plasmodium, etc. shows multiple fission. Then you have budding. So this is binary fission is a number 1, budding is the second one. In budding, that is in a yeast cell, the yeast cell will develop a small outgrowth. One second. The yeast cell will produce a small outgrowth, and that outgrowth gets enlarged and finally divides into a chain of buds. Okay, so in this process, the cell divides unequally, very direct MCQ for Neet. Okay, the cell divides unequally to form buds which remain attached to the parent initially and detached to form a mature cell. For example, yeast. Then one more example, you can write Hydra. Hydra belongs to the phylum Cnidaria. That is Coelenterata. They have the presence of a particular type of cells that secrete hypnotoxin, that is cnidocytes. Sites generally comes with the cells. Okay. So next one. Sporulation. Okay, sporulation. What do you mean by sporulation? Sporulation is a process of spore formation. Sporulation is the process of spore formation. We generally see spore formation in organisms such as fungi, right? But amoeba also shows spore formation. Amoeba also shows spore formation. And where does sporulation mainly occur? It occurs during the unfavorable condition. Sporulation mainly occur during the unfavorable conditions such as desiccation. Then you have extreme temperature. Desiccation, extreme temperature, etc. You can have the process that is sporulation, which is a mode of asexual reproduction. This is the third mode of asexual reproduction. The products of multiple fission becomes individually surrounded by resistant cords called the cyst wall. Before germination, before they are released from the parent body, they are enclosed by a cyst. Suppose this is a product of multiple fission, they may be enclosed by a particular kind of cyst. Okay, they may be enclosed by a particular kind of cyst. They may be enclosed by a cyst so as to protect them from the unfavorable conditions and desiccation. Clear? The spore remains inactive during the unfavorable condition, and upon the arrival of favorable condition, the cyst hatches and develops into an adult. All these things you knew, right? So this is a particular structure, and when the conditions become favorable, it releases spores. Many spores are released, and that process of release of spore is known as sporulation. Clear? Sporulation is not only a means of reproduction but also enables the organism to survive during unfavorable condition and to disperse to new localities. It occurs in amoeba. Then sporulation can also be seen in organisms such as fungi. Clear, everybody? So let's move on. So we will be coming with what beautiful images or certain diagrams which you want to see. Okay, so I'll be showing you everything. This is UniParental. Okay, UniParental. Only one parent is required. All methods of asexual reproduction requires what? Only uniparental condition. It is a condition where a person receives two copies of the chromosome or a part of chromosome only from one parent. Okay, the condition in which a person receives two copies of a particular chromosome or a part of chromosome only from one parent. Okay, for example, you can see this amoeba. Clear? Only one parent is involved. Clear? Actually, here the chromosome and its part are meant for the sexual reproduction. Uniparental, we generally use the term for asexual. Okay, next one. That is another important one, that is a fragmentation. Okay, fragmentation. Clear, everybody? Fragmentation is another form of asexual reproduction where an organism splits up into fragments, Actually, fragmentation is most common in algae, that is Spirogyra. Okay, but when you are looking around the slide, you can see that the image of Spirogyra, except the image of Spirogyra, all other features are over here, right? So mostly it is shown by fungi. Some fungi shows fragmentation. So two fungi have been mentioned. This is an example of Ascomycetes. Studied in your +1, right? Ascomycetes. In your chapter, biological classification, you might have studied. Okay, the fungus part is very important. You can expect nearly two direct Neet MCQs from the fungi of class 11. Then each fragment will develop into a mature, fully grown individual by mitosis. Fragmentation occurs by mitosis. 100% direct Neet MCQ. Okay. Then it is shown by fungus, then some annelids, then some sea stars. Okay, this is the sea stars. Okay, fungi and everything is shown clearly in the diagram. Clearly in the slide. Next one. Next is a regeneration. Regeneration. What do you mean by regeneration? The process of renewal, restoration of the lost part. Okay, regeneration can be defined as a restoration. So we are restoration of the lost part. Restoration of the lost part can be called as what? Regeneration. It occurs at the level of cells, sometimes in tissues and organs also. For example, the organ that have regeneration capacity in our body is the liver. Clear? Then it is common in Hydra. You have seen Hydra. Planarial worm. Whenever you are taking the term regeneration, the first thing that comes into your mind will be planaria. So this is the beautiful Regeneration property of planaria shown in the image in the slide. Okay, you can enjoy the image. Okay, a lizard. Okay, a lizard can also what discard a part of the tail when it is in danger. This is lizard. Okay, lizard can also discard the part of a tail whenever in danger, and you can see that within some days what the tail will get formed. Okay, in humans too, the liver has a capacity to regenerate if partially damaged. This is important. Okay, if it is partially damaged or if it is fully damaged, difficult to regenerate. Clear? Next one, the specialized structures. 1 second, children, let me have a look at the number of slides remaining. Okay. Okay, let's move on. These are the specialized asexual reproductive structures. Specialized asexual reproductive structure. First one is zoospore, that is in Chlamydomonas, then conidia in Penicillium, then you have buds in Hydra, then gemule in sponges. Gemule, example gemules nalla, example is what? Sponges. Okay, some mistake have been happened in the slide. Okay, the example is sponges. So this is a gemule. This is the gemule, and the gemule is observed in sponges. This is penicillium, and here you can see the conidia formation. This is the biflagellated. So zoospores are generally flagellated. Zoospores are generally flagellated. So this is the zoospore. This is the zoospore. Next, this is the buds in Hydra. Buds in Hydra. Buds in Hydra. Okay. So let's move with the next one. Okay. Next, this slide you can expect direct 1 or 2 MCQs for your Neet. Okay. Direct MCQ for your Neet. Okay. Direct. 100% surety about the questions from this particular slide. You have to study each thing in detail. That is, first one is eyes of potato in tuber. Eyes of potato in tuber. Eyes of potato in tube. I think the color may not be visible for you. I'll change the color. Okay, eyes of potato in tuber. So eyes of tuber, that is in potato. This is the eyes of potato. Okay, that is an asexual reproductive structure. Then these structures you will be calling it as a vegetative propagules. What you may be calling the structures which help in vegetative reproduction, you may be calling it as to be the vegetative propagules. Vegetative propagules you may be calling it as. Clear? One second, children. Let me have the pen. Yes. Then you have rhizome in ginger. This is a rhizome, and the rhizome in ginger is also an asexual reproductive structure. Then bulbil in agave. Agave will be showing, okay, bulbil in agave is an asexual reproductive structure. Then bryophyllum through adventitious buds. New plants, right? New plants develop from the adventitious buds. Okay, these are the adventitious buds. This is the bryophyllum. Okay. Then offset of water hyacinth. The water hyacinth what reproduce asexually at an enormous rate through what offset formation. Very important is this one. Water hyacinth offset. Then runner in gladiolus, sucker in tomato, bulb in onion, and offset in water hyacinth. One is enough. Okay. Some mistake might have happened in this slide. Okay. So these are the images. So next we'll be moving on something interesting. Okay. This is also something very interesting for you guys. Okay. That is, this is a bulbil in agave. This is what? A runner in gladiolus. Then you have suckers in tomato and bulbil, not bulbil, bulb in onion. That may be confusing you. Bulbil and bulb. Bulb is present in onion and bulbil is present in agave. Clear? Next one. So this we already have discussed the vegetative part and their explanation. That is a very important from this MCQ point of view. That is, the vegetative propagation takes place through roots. But the vegetative propagation takes place through roots in dahlia, asparagus, dalbergia, guava, and tapioca. Tapioca you have to study. Potato, sweet potato difference also you have to study. Then tubers, potato, artichoke, etc. Bulb, garlic and onion, rhizome, ginger, turmeric, banana, and Dryopteris. Dryopteris is a fern. Then corn, colocasia, crocus, amorphophallus, elephant yam. Elephant yam you may be calling for this, amorphophallus. Then you have suckers in mint and chrysanthemum. Then a runner in oxalis and centella. Then stolons in jasmine. Offset in pistia and Eichhornia crassipus. You may be calling Eichhornia crassipus as the water hyacinth. Have to study in detail about this water hyacinth offset formation. Through adventitious buds of a leaf, you can have through adventitious buds of a leaf, you have bryophyllum, calenjo, begonia, walking fern, okay. Next you have bulbil. Bulbil is agave lily. Then fleshy parts in aquatic plant, potamoctin and utricularia, you can see such things. So let's move with the next one. Okay, this is water hyacinth, very important one. One second, children. Yes, clear. Water hyacinth is known as the terror of Bengal. Water hyacinth is known as the terror of Bengal. Why? Because through the offset formation, vegetative propagule is offset. Through offset formation, it spread at an enormous rate. Look how it is covering. After some time, it will be covering the entire ocean or the lake. It is one of the most invasive weed, grows wherever there is standing water. It drains off oxygen and water from the water and leads to the death of fishes. It was introduced in India because of its beautiful flowers and leaves. Then vegetative propagation occurs through offset formation at a phenomenal rate. Clear? It is an invasive weed, very important. So let's move with the next one. So we have come to the end of today's session, and I hope you have enjoyed our session and understood each concept clearly. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our channel Hearts. Till then, we meet for the next part or the lecture number 2 of Reproduction in Organism. This is Bye from Hearts, the exclusive channel. Let's meet with the next super cool and amazing session on our channel. Thank you all, and thank you.